Picture this. The year is 1940. The world is at war. Nations stand united, facing a common enemy. Among these nations, the United States of America steps up, marking some of the greatest victories that shaped the course of World War II. This video will delve into these remarkable triumphs, spotlighting the key battles and strategic maneuvers that paved the road to victory. So, buckle up as we count down the top 10 greatest victories of the United States in World War II. Starting with number 1, the Allied invasion of Normandy, also known as D-Day. On the 6th of June, 1944, the world held its breath as the largest seaborne invasion in history took place. This monumental military operation saw over 150,000 Allied troops storm the beaches of Normandy in a daring assault against Nazi-occupied Europe. The success of D-Day didn't just depend on the courage and grit of those first brave soldiers hitting the beaches under a hail of gunfire. It was also a triumph of intricate planning, deception, and cooperation between the Allied nations. The stakes were high, and the cost was steep, but the invasion succeeded, pushing back the German forces. This pivotal moment in history marked a major turning point in the war. The successful landing at Normandy signaled the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany, setting the stage for the Allies' final victory. Moving on to number 2, the Battle of Midway. This was a pivotal moment in the Pacific theater of World War II. The United States, utilizing superior intelligence and strategic planning, managed to halt the advancing Japanese fleet. The battle was a clash of titans, with aircraft carriers leading the charge on both sides. It was a brutal and unforgiving conflict, with both nations understanding the immense stakes. The American forces, under Admiral Chester Nimitz, displayed extraordinary courage and resilience, successfully sinking 4 Japanese carriers. This crippling blow significantly weakened Japan's naval strength and shifted the momentum in favor of the United States. The Battle of Midway marked a turning point in the Pacific War, demonstrating the indomitable spirit of American forces and the strategic brilliance of their command. This victory was a significant step in turning the tide in the Pacific. Next up, number 3, the Battle of Stalingrad. In the brutal winter of 1942, the Soviet Union was locked in a fierce struggle with the German army. The city of Stalingrad, a symbol of resistance, was under siege. The United States, an ally in this global conflict, provided crucial assistance that played a significant part in this battle. The American Lend-Lease aid, a policy that saw billions of dollars worth of military equipment and supplies shipped to the Soviet Union, was a lifeline for the Soviet forces. Moreover, American strategic bombing of German oil fields crippled the German war machine, indirectly aiding the Soviet defense. While the Battle of Stalingrad is primarily seen as a Soviet victory, it's important to acknowledge the vital role that American support played in this turning point of the war, a crucial victory that marked a turning point on the Eastern Front. At number 4, we have the Battle of Guadalcanal. This grueling 6-month campaign was a turning point in the Pacific theater. The United States, in their first major offensive against the Japanese Empire, aimed to capture the airfield on Guadalcanal, a strategic location in the Solomon Islands. The battle was a test of endurance and determination, with American forces facing not only fierce Japanese resistance, but also the challenges of the harsh and unfamiliar jungle terrain. Despite these obstacles, the United States persisted, showcasing their military resilience and adaptability. The successful capture and defense of the airfield, later renamed Henderson Field, dealt a significant blow to the Japanese expansion. It disrupted their plans to cut off Australia and New Zealand and provided a crucial foothold for further Allied offensives in the Pacific. The Battle of Guadalcanal was pivotal, demonstrating that the Japanese Empire was not invincible. This marked a significant victory for the American forces, who proved their mettle in the face of adversity. Number 5, the Battle of the Bulge. In the bitter winter of 1944, the Ardennes Forest became the stage for one of the largest and bloodiest battles fought by the United States in World War II. The German army, in a desperate bid to turn the tide of war, launched a surprise attack, aiming to punch a bulge into the Allied lines. The Americans, caught off guard, faced a brutal fight against a formidable enemy in harsh conditions. Yet, despite the initial shock and heavy losses, American resilience shone through. Troops held their ground, repelling the German onslaught and gradually pushing back. This battle demonstrated the sheer determination of the American forces. Their unyielding spirit, even in the face of adversity, played a pivotal role in thwarting Germany's last major offensive in the West. The Battle of the Bulge stands as a testament to the indomitable spirit of the American forces. Moving forward to number 6, the Battle of Okinawa. This was one of the largest amphibious assaults in the Pacific War. As the last major battle of World War II, Okinawa was a strategic chess piece, providing a launching pad for a potential invasion of mainland Japan. The battle was brutal, with the Imperial Japanese Army and civilians entrenched in a vast network of caves and tunnels. The American forces, however, were relentless. The determination of the U.S. Marines and Army was monumental as they gradually pushed back the Japanese forces. The ferocity and scale of the battle underscored the cost of a potential invasion of Japan, influencing the decision to use atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Battle of Okinawa, although a bloody affair, was a testament to American courage and resilience, setting the stage for the end of the war. A fierce island campaign that showcased American amphibious prowess. At number 7, we have the liberation of Paris. This moment marked not just a military victory, but a symbolic resurgence of hope and freedom. After 4 long years under the oppressive Nazi occupation, the City of Light was ready to shine again. The liberation began in late August of 1944. American and Allied forces, along with French resistance fighters, worked in unison to push back the German troops. The fight was fierce, but the resolve of the liberators was stronger. After a week of intense combat, the French capital was finally reclaimed. The liberation of Paris was more than just a strategic win. It was a powerful statement to the world that tyranny could be defeated, that the spirit of a nation could not be extinguished. The sight of the French tricolor flying once more over the Eiffel Tower became a symbol of resistance and resilience. A moment of triumph and a beacon of hope in the midst of war. Number 8, the Battle of Leyte Gulf. October 23rd to 26th, 1944. A clash of epic proportions unfolded on the azure waters of the Pacific. This was the largest naval battle in modern history, involving more than 200 warships. The United States, along with Australia, took on the Imperial Japanese Navy in a decisive engagement that would echo through the ages. The stakes were high, the objective to liberate the Philippines and cut off Japan from its crucial resources in Southeast Asia. The Allies were victorious, their fleets strategically outmaneuvering and overpowering the Japanese forces. This victory not only secured Allied control of the Pacific, but also effectively crippled Japan's naval capabilities. The Battle of Leyte Gulf was more than a triumph on the high seas. It was a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience, and above all, a turning point in the war against Japan. Coming up at number 9, the Battle of Iwo Jima. This fierce conflict, fought in February and March of 1945, was one of the bloodiest in the Pacific theater. The goal? Capture Iwo Jima, a tiny island but a strategic jewel, halfway between Japan and American bomber bases in the Mariana Islands. The American Marines, demonstrating an unwavering resolve, faced a deeply entrenched enemy, a landscape riddled with bunkers, caves, and tunnels. Despite these obstacles, the Marines pressed forward, showing the world the true meaning of courage and resilience. The iconic image of 6 Marines raising the U.S. flag atop Mount Suribachi remains a symbol of American determination and valor. After 36 grueling days of combat, Iwo Jima was finally secured. This victory paved the way for air assaults on Japan, marking a significant step towards the end of World War II. And finally, number 10, the surrender of Germany. This significant event took place on May 7, 1945, when Nazi Germany, battered and bruised from relentless Allied offensives, finally capitulated. This was not just a victory for the United States, but a culmination of Allied efforts, where nations united to stand against the dark tide of tyranny. The unconditional surrender of German forces was signed in Reims, France, marking the end of the European chapter of World War II. Over the course of the war, the United States had emerged as a global superpower, its military might and industrial strength playing pivotal roles in achieving this decisive victory. This surrender did not just signify the end of a brutal regime, but it also heralded the beginning of a new era. An era of peace, an era of rebuilding, and an era of remembering the sacrifices made, a victory that marked the end of World War II in Europe. These 10 victories, among others, stand as testaments to the courage, sacrifice, and determination of the American people during World War II. From the storming beaches of Normandy to the surrender of Germany, the United States played a pivotal role in shaping the course of this global conflict. These battles are reminders of the resilience and tenacity that marked this era. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.